Welcome to Bill's Bridge Corner, Tuesday, January 14th, 2014. Class 83, Splinters, Part 2. Yesterday we covered splinters, and maybe you have a feel for splinters now, but we've really only touched the surface in the area of splinters. Let's start with some Q&A on splinters. First question. Can I splinter with a singleton honor, say an ace or a king? Well, there's a split opinion on that. Marty Bergen says yes, and I'd go along with Marty Bergen. It is true that you need to undervalue that. It can't be counted full value, but it also, distribution does play a large part in fit, as we saw, and so as such, yes, do use it. Question, can responder splinter after a two-club opening? Answer is yes on the second round, and we'll actually have an example of that today. Question, when can I tell when a bit is a splinter? Well, we covered just level 1 splinters, but you need to make rules, and you and your partner need to agree. Let's start by saying this. It's between you and your partner to determine when and if a bit is a splinter. You may decide not to use all the splinters covered in all the classes that I'm giving. You might consider evolving them over time. For example, you might want to implement level 1, then later level 2, and etc. The important thing to remember is all these splinters are alertable, and in most cases they're also forcing because you're bidding the short suit, and you certainly don't want to leave your partner in his singleton or void. Let's go on to level 2 splinters. It's basically covered by a general rule. Let's start by looking at splinters in the whole. Add to your repertoire of splinter bids over time. We covered level 1 yesterday. Add to those and add rules to with your partner to determine when a bid is a splinter, and add the warriors to your splinter team as you go forward. Here's a rule for level 2. Level 2, basically summarized by this rule. When a certain bid is forcing, jumping a level should be considered a splinter bid, and we'll have several examples of that today. A corollary of that is, of course, that since you are consuming bidding space by jumping, you need to be sure you have sufficient strength to withstand the level and understand you may or may not have a fit. So jumping without a fit requires extra strength, and if you have a fit, that's great, but you still have to have insurance, so don't jump without sufficient strength. Let's look at an example of a level 2 splinter. 1 diamond, 1 heart, opener rebids his diamonds, now you jump to 4 clubs. Splinter. Since 3 clubs would be forcing, 4 clubs is a splinter. What does it show? It shows as you expect. 4 diamonds or an excellent 3 with a singleton or void in clubs. And of course your first bid shows the hearts, at least 4 hearts. This could be your hand, for example, for this sequence. Note, of course, here that there's an example where 4 clubs is not Gerber. It shouldn't be Gerber. No one's bid no trump anywhere. But remember, 4 clubs is a lot of times it's not Gerber, it's a splinter. And of course, as with most of these, alert, and it is forcing. Another example of level 2. If a reverse is forcing, which it is, a jump reverse is a splinter. Here's an example. 1 heart, 2 diamonds, 3 spades. Well, 2 spades is a reverse, and it would show 4 spades and 5 hearts typically with 17 or more points. But you jump to 3 spades instead of 2. So this does not show spades, it shows a spade splinter. It shows 4 or an excellent 3 diamonds, shortness in spades, and of course your opening bid in hearts. An example hand might be this hand. It goes without saying, alert and forcing. Another example. A jump after a one-no trump response by responder. Let's suppose this sequence. 1 spade, 1 no trump, 2 hearts, 4 clubs. 3 clubs is forcing, so 4 clubs is a splinter, alert. What does it show? It shows 4 or more hearts and a singleton or void in clubs. And since you bid 1 no trump, you've got to be really at the top of your 1 no trump range. This would be an example hand. Alert, alertable, and forcing. This is a broken record. Another example. Jump after a positive or waiting response to a 2-club opening. One of the Q&A questions at the beginning. 2 clubs, 2 diamonds waiting, 2 spades, 4 diamonds. What would that show? A hand something like this. Likes your spades and you got a singleton or void in diamonds. And a positive response. And alert and forcing. Another example. The last couple of examples are advanced. They have to do with doubles. A double jump shift after opener makes a support double. Let's look at an example of this. 1 heart, pass, 1 spade, 2 clubs by south. Double. This is a support double. It shows 3 spades. No strength guaranteed at that point if you remember. Pass. And now you jump to 4 clubs or 4 diamonds. It shows slam interest, a singleton or void in the suit bid, and 5 or more spades. Here's another advanced example. A jump cue after opener makes a support double. 1 club, 1 diamond, 1 heart, 1 spade. Double. Support double shows 3 hearts. Pass, 3 spades. There's the principle. 2 spades is forcing, so 3 spades is a splinter. It shows singleton spade, 5 or more hearts, and slam interest. Similar to example 5. Here's a hand you might have for such a bid. Let's summarize what we've seen with splinters so far. Discuss with your team when they agree to do splinters. Develop it with your partner as you go through the way. Extend splinters as you learn them and as you agree to play them. And bid those 20-point slams and avoid the disasters. Remember that they are alertable, and in almost all cases they are forcing. Tomorrow we're going to continue on Splinters. Splinters Part 3. See you then.